Aja A. Let's see if I can get that. There we go. That's a little. All right. I think we're in business. Hey guys, welcome back to Sunshine Haze Co. I'm Aja A. We just had a new moon yesterday. I wanted to get in here and do this yesterday, but I had too much going on last night. So I'm here today to tell you guys about it. We had a new moon in Scorpio. So to start right off very quickly, what is a new moon? This is when the sun is conjunct with the moon. It's lined and the moon is in the sky, but it appears as if it's not up there. It seems like we don't have a moon. The side of the moon that is facing, my nose is itching, you guys, sorry. The side of the moon that is facing us is not illuminated. So energetically speaking, we're dealing with like a little bit of mystery, really having to rely on our intuition to guide us during this time. It's also a time where there is a initiative energy, new chapters, new cycles coming in, things of that sort. All right. What am I stepping on? This time around, this new moon, this new lunar cycle, which we'll be dealing with for the next month, is going to be in the sun, or it happened in the, my nose is itching, as old saying. My Grammy tells me as somebody wants to kiss you if your nose is itching. So who wants to kiss me? Anyways, it's going to be in the sign of Scorpio, the Scorpion. It was yesterday, November 4th, I believe at 5:14 in the evening. That's Eastern Standard Time if you want to like look up your chart or anything like that. And it was in 12 degrees, and I'll talk about the degrees a little bit later on in the video, okay? As I mentioned, this moon was in the sign of Scorpio, the Scorpion. Scorpio is a water sign. It's a fixed sign. Speaking to Scorpio energy is very intense. It's very deep, passionate. Scorpio is also very, what's the word? Not diligent, disciplined, competitive. And on the shadow side, Scorpio can be very manipulative, as is true with all water sign energies on the shadow side, especially emotionally manipulative. Domineering and paranoid as far as like being suspicious of everything goes, or skeptical of everything goes, and moving in like a kind of suspicious way. And that's shadow Scorpio energy. So there are a few points that I want to hit excuse me, for this new moon that we're going to be dealing with the energies for the next few weeks. And the first is on the list is personal goals. So I spoke earlier to Scorpio being, you know, very intense, very deep. Scorpio is not necessarily like a me sign, but Scorpio is associated with getting into the deeper level of things, the deeper meaning of things, and passion and you know, discipline, as I mentioned earlier. So passion projects and the things that we are basically our personal goals, the things that we've been, you know, trying to see play out in our lives, they're going to be coming to the forefront for us during this lunar cycle. I wouldn't be surprised if they're really, you know, hitting at us in the shadow period of the moon, or the actual lunation. Pay attention to the things that you have going on during the days of this new moon, like the couple days before, a couple days after, because those are probably the things that are going to be shifting or getting a little bit of an energetic boost over the course of this lunar cycle. Okay. As far as these personal goals go, and with that Scorpio energy of dedication, with this being a new moon, there is an energy of, you know, a fresh start, a new path, new energy, rejuvenated feelings in these spaces and these places that we're talking about when we're speaking about our goals. So over the course of this lunar circle, over the course of this lunar cycle, you were probably going to find yourself working on a lot of your passion projects or a lot of your goals. I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, a lot of you sit down and write out new like manifestation lists or goal lists for yourselves. You'll probably be putting a lot of work into the things that you find enjoyable, that you could turn into careers, or that you do as a career. And with this Scorpio energy, it's very possible that you'll be doing this work and not even realize how much work that you're doing, but you'll see your reward start to play out for you as we start to wrap up this lunar cycle. And also when we speak to these lunations, the new moon cycle, I'm speaking mostly for the period of a month. However, we're also talking about new moon to Scorpio full moon. We're also talking about Scorpio new moon all the way to the next Scorpio new moon. And as I said, Scorpio new moon to the Sagittarius new moon. We're also talking about Scorpio new moon to the Taurus full moon. So there are a bunch of different, little places that you could be picking up these energies and working on these things, but they're going to be coming in a little bit more hot for us during this lunar cycle over the month of November, okay? The next point that I wanted to speak to you guys about is this energy of transformation or transmutation. Scorpio is associated with the eighth house, which is the house of, rebirth and death and cycles and karma and things of that sort. So especially, tying it back to what I was saying about the personal goals, excuse me, this is a time in which a lot of us dealing with this collective astrological energy, a lot of us are going to be making major changes in certain areas of our lives. What I really see with this Scorpio energy is, sitting with things, really processing things, and really figuring out, okay, what needs to happen here? How do I shift my energy here? How do I do this here? What needs to be phased out? What needs to be worked on? What is muddying up my waters here down in my little Scorpio layer? And you can really get an idea of what is being transformed as far as your own individual energy goes if you take a look at your take a look at your house, if you take a look at your natal chart, and take a look at the current transits. For example, this moon is passing over my 10th house, which is the 10th house is associated with work, but for me personally, my placements in my chart also give this a little bit of individual energy. So for me, I am going to be working on a lot of things, making some shifts in my career. I literally was sitting down before this video trying to decide if I should stream this video first or if I should go print out these papers for this series that I'm working on. So, all that to say, I have no idea what any of that means right now, but what I'm working on right now is scripts in SunshinehazeCo. So that's what's going to be playing out for me over the course of this lunar cycle. So take a look at your natal chart and the current transits. Look at what house is. No, I am not a Scorpio. I am a water sign, though. This is a Scorpio new moon video. This is not specific to Scorpio people. This is for everybody, the collective. What was I saying? You guys, take a look at your chart. Look at the transits and see what that house has to do with, what planets are in that house, what aspects are being made to the current transits, and you'll get an idea of what energy is being transformed in what's being transformed in your life. No, I'm not a Pisces here. I'm not a Pisces. I'm a Cancer. And please refrain from dropping comments unless you have a question or a comment about the Scorpio new moon, please and thank you. Thanks. Okay, moving on to the next point, a major point for this Scorpio new moon energy is a little bit of isolation. And when people hear that word, they get a little scared. They're like, oh, I'm about to be locked up in the house. I'm about to be cutting myself off from everybody. That's not necessarily what I'm going at here with this energy. If you know any Scorpios, you probably have seen that at certain periods, honestly, if you know any water signs, for Scorpio energy, this is very true. They become very, closed off. They can get to themselves. But when they're closed off and they're isolated, they're a little bit different than the other water signs. They're not, down bad or just trying to be comfortable and be lazy. They're actually most likely doing work. So this isolation or this need to isolate, this need to remove yourself from, all of these spaces and places, it's not necessarily going to be coming up to tell you guys like, hey, cut your cords of attachment from these places. You're actually just taking a little bit of a break and not necessarily even to recharge. With this Scorpio energy, you're taking a break to figure things out, rework some things, do some work, set some things up in place. Remember, Scorpio is fixed energy, so it's all about getting the ball rolling here and keeping it rolling. So that's what you're going to be doing when you start feeling the need to, no, I don't want to go out this weekend. I'm not outside. I'm inside. Where am I at? I'm on the couch. But I also have my lapbook. I have my MacBook in front of me and I'm working on things. I'm just comfortable in the crib. No, I don't want to talk on the phone. I'm sorry you're going through that, or, oh, that's super exciting, but I'm do not disturb, not available today. just feeling the need to kind of remove your energies from everything that you've got going on around you. And don't be alarmed, because this is not, it's not necessarily like a depression thing or an anxiety thing. Now if it there's levels to it though. If y'all are feeling like it's more than that, then yeah, do what you got to do to figure that out. But as far as the Scorpio energy is concerned, that isolation, retreating into the self to figure some things out, to get a little bit deeper and set things in place so that you can find yourself in the successful spaces that you want to be in, is going to be coming up for us pretty strongly over the course of the next month. Okay. I want to talk a little bit about the shadow side of Scorpio energy. Scorpio, as I mentioned earlier, is a little competitive, a little domineering, a little manipulative. So just be mindful over this month of, having straightforward tunnel vision, like my way or the highway type of energy, especially because we're most likely going to be in these spaces so where we're kind of just working with and talking with ourselves and working through things in our minds and our hearts over the course of November. That doesn't mean that you have to be a complete hermit. You can still mix and mingle. People, as always, may have some suggestions for you, and because you're dealing with your personal goals during this month, pay attention to the advice that's coming in. I do always say, like, advice is advice. You don't always have to take it. You don't have to be disrespectful about it, but you take what you need, you apply that, and then you put the rest in your pocket and save it for a rainy day, or you charge to the game, whatever the case may be, whatever you need. And that's all I wanted to say about the shadow side. Just remember karma. Remember that we're dealing with this Scorpio Pluto energy for the month of November. So be mindful of how you move, because you don't want anything to come back around and bite you. You don't need that to happen, okay? Not in the season of change. That's not the type of change that we're going for. All right. So the major aspect happening with this moon, the moon is going to be opposite Uranus, which sometimes oppositions are not always like the best energy, but I think oppositions are actually, all the energies are important, but oppositions are good. I think people need to look at them in a little bit of a different light. You get an idea of what energies are needed to bring a little bit of balance. However, we're dealing with the moon opposite Uranus, the planet of change, the planet of excitement and sudden shifts. And with us being in the season of change, this is actually a pretty positive aspect. Now, it might, depending on how your chart is set up, it might come out a little not looking as positive, but everything transpiring happens for a reason, right? This moon opposite Uranus aspect brings in, some positive changes and some positive shifts, possibly some unexpected opportunities coming in as far as, personal goals and things of that sort go. What else? Another aspect that we're going to be having during this lunation is Mercury sextile Venus, and that just brings in a little bit of harmony, a little bit of peace, and a little bit of ease with the things that we have going on, okay? Quickly, let's get into the numerology. This moon was in 12 degrees, so you got the energies of 1 and 2, manifestation, new chapters, new beginnings, new cycles, harmony, balance, peace, cohesion, bringing things all together. Breaking down into 3, which is a number of, creativity, communication, community, and manifestation. So, over the course of this lunar cycle, you're bringing in shifts, you're bringing in changes that are going to be laying foundations in these spaces of your personal goals, most likely connected to your passion projects. Remember that Scorpio is a water sign, and also laying down your foundation and how you can work towards these goals in a way that will bring about success. Also remember that while Scorpio is water, I like to kind of look at Scorpio as kind of like earthy water. Scorpio does the work, and Scorpio does not come to play. Scorpio, prime example. Now, I don't know about this last one, but you know what? The last one was cool. It was cool. But prime example is Drake. He's a Scorpio, and he does not, like, if you listen to him talk in interviews, he's a perfectionist. He's a perfectionist, which I think is not a bad thing when it comes to your own personal art, your own personal work. Some people might disagree with me, but whatever. All about perspective, right? Over the course of this lunar cycle, you guys are going to be doing the work to put yourself into these successful spaces connected to your personal goals and your dreams and your passion projects, like Drake. Okay. This lunation happened yesterday on a 2-day 2 energy, which I just spoke about, peace, balance, bringing things together. So this is also a time while you're doing the work. Listen, the energy that you guys put out is the energy that you get back. So while you're tapped into this Scorpio energy and you kind of, flying under the radar for a little bit, doing this work, putting the light into the things that you need to put it into, as you're doing the work, you're also putting the energy out there like, hey, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm putting out there to be calling in opportunities and resources for you. So some things may also be coming in for us during this month. Again, look at your chart to see exactly where you could expect some shifts in your life. All right. Very quickly, rituals. This is a water new moon. Y'all know I keep it very, very simple. So pretty much what I will be doing is writing my new moon intentions. I cleanse my stones on the new moon or the full moon. It just depends on how I'm feeling. If I feel like my stones and my healing crystal jewelry needs to be cleansed. But I don't have a lot of stones that need to be cleansed. If I do have some stones that I want to cleanse, because we're dealing with water energy, I will most likely rinse them. If you're going to rinse stones, just be very mindful because not all stones can stay in liquid for a long time. So very quick rinse and then, pat them dry. New moon journal. If you don't have a new moon journal and you want to get into that, you're going to want to go and get a completely new journal. Don't grab a notebook that you've had laying around that you maybe have written one or two things in and rip the pages out. You want a completely new journal, and you only want to use this journal for your new moon intentions. I've had mine since I want to say either 2016 or 2017. And I literally use it only for that. I don't scribble notes in it. I don't do anything with the papers in there except write new moon intentions on it. I like to incorporate the energies of the zodiac that we're working with. So I will probably be like writing my intentions in a Scorpio color, like a burgundy, a deep red, or like a brown or a black. Scorpio incense, which is for me, Scorpio is really Scorpio is associated with like sex and the sacral. So I'll probably get some like sacral chakra incense or essential oils or whatever the case may be, whatever I could find in my little spiritual, it's a handy dandy notebook, but it's not a notebook, a little handy dandy file cabinet. What else, you guys? And also, I like to work with Scorpio stones or the zodiac stones when I am writing my intentions. So this time around, I wrote a couple down here. Scorpio stones, smoky quartz, obsidian, snowflake obsidian, red tiger's eye, mookite jasper, rose quartz. What's that? Aquamarine, shungite. Google is free. You guys can look them up. There's more. And that's all I got for you. So just to wrap this all up, you guys, the Scorpio new moon is definitely a time for us to initiate and work on and move toward our personal goals, especially connected to our passion projects. It's also a time for us to take a little break from everybody and everything and just kind of recalibrate and do some work while we're in these spaces as well. The people that are going to be mostly affected by this moon are obviously people with their moons in Scorpio in 12 degrees. Also, if you have a lot of Scorpio in your chart, if your chart is ruled by Scorpio or you're an 8th house person, a lot of fixed energy in your chart. 12 degree placements are within the orb of 12 degrees. And what else? Did I say fixed? I think I said all the things. Look at where you have these energies in your chart and look at what they're connected to in your natal chart, and you'll get an idea of how this moon is going to be bringing in some shifts for you, okay? And that's it, you guys. Before I go, a few quick shameless plugs. We're in November now, so all of the November general tarot forecasts are up. I'm going to start putting up the love readings either tonight or tomorrow. What else? We have a few planets that did gestation direct, a few planets that are still in retrograde. Check out the retrograde series playlist, which I have linked down below in the description box. We're wrapping up the end of the year, or wrapping up the whole year, coming up here shortly. So good time to reflect on those 2021 tarot forecasts. I have that link down there as well. What else, you guys? I said raffle, retrograde series 2021. November forecast. What else is on my list, you guys? Follow me on my other socials. SunshinehazeCo on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. On TikTok, it is just my name. On TikTok, I'm Aja A. But I do put up astrological and tarot content on there as well. And that is all I got for you guys. Those are all of my plugs. Oh! New month, so we have a new raffle. If you would like to enter to win, what am I giving away this month? A core numbers numerology report, personalized. They're usually $35. go and watch your tarot forecast, your general tarot forecast reading for the month. Instructions on how to enter are in all of those videos. That was smooth, huh? Y'all thought I was going to tell you in this video. Nope, you got to go watch your tarot video. You got to run my views and my watch time up. And okay, you guys, that's all I got for you. Thank you for tuning in. If you like this video, do me a favor, hit the little thumbs up button. It does help make my videos more visible on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button if you want to keep up with more free astrological game and free tarot readings and spiritual content, all the things. What else, you guys? Any questions or comments about the Scorpio new moon? Drop them down below on this video. If you got questions or comments about other things, you can head over to my about section and figure out how to contact me, okay? And that is it. Like, comment, subscribe. Anybody who's into anybody who's into astrology, send this to them, because this energy is popping right now. We did just have the new moon yesterday, and that is all that I got for you. That's all I got for you guys, because apparently I cannot talk. Thank you for tuning in. I will catch y'all next time. Peace.